Good day, RGV. Today on Valley por Vida, we're talking to a CEO and pilot of an all-new aircraft-related sports competition that's coming to America. We've got a Did You Know segment on even more ways to save money on gas for your car, plus so much more. The show starts right now. Hey there, and thanks again for joining us today. I'm your host, Danielle Banda. Now, today's show is especially exciting because we're bringing you an exclusive sit-down with professionals from the world of Jet 1 Cup. Jet 1 Cup is a modern gladiatorial, I guess you could say, worldwide championship where pilots get to immerse themselves into realistic action-driven battles while someone on the ground controls every single laser shot. Now, this is the future of modern sports, okay? It's an all-new competition that'll literally have you on the edge of your seat as you just witness gun-to-gun fights directly above the heads of so many people out in the crowd. They're just cheering the pilots on with all the energy that they've got. See, this is something so unique because it's a combination really of real jet pilots and esports, but we're talking about a completely new adrenaline-fueled event for your entertainment. Now, it's also really interesting because it's kind of like, they're merging two audiences into one, to bring us as spectators a brand new and unique sporting event that just kind of mixes both fans and athletes for fast-paced fun. Plus, witnessing it all through virtual reality can take you a step further when it comes into, immersing yourself in all the action. I mean, VR allows you to literally be at the very center of everything, which creates an experience unlike anything you've ever seen before at any kind of modern sporting event. If you're a fan of Formula One, NASCAR, and other incredible sports, for example, then you're definitely going to love the new world of sports being presented through Jet 1 Cup competitions. It's just opening the door to a whole new generation of fans that'll no doubt have their hearts glued to games for years to come. Now, here's the cool part. Okay, we're not just telling you about this new sport. No. Well, like I mentioned earlier, we've got an exclusive sit down with someone who can explain it all better than anyone. Our team had the opportunity to catch up with CEO, founder, and creator of Jet 1 Cup, Dennis Oliver, for an inside look at the excitement to come.
The Jet 1 Cup is opening a really restrictive and exclusive world that is not open to anyone. And by bringing it to the fighter jet world, to the civilian world, we have the possibility to open that really exclusive world to kids, to the civilian world, and we can have an impact on them. We can inspire them, we can make them follow sports, athletes, and we can share an incredible time and an incredible experience with them. So this is, Jet 1 Cup is definitely very unique. You have 12 planes that kind of play laser tag. It's not exactly laser tag, but we can place it this way. So it's an actual war where you shoot to get points. We don't kill anyone, but we still have all the pyrotechnic on the plane. So when someone gives a shot and is hit, you have the smoke on one plane, you have the flashbang on the other plane, and you have those pilots flying and risking their lives, but all the shooting aspect is done by a weapon master on the ground. So this is a gamer that has his computer connected to the plane, and that will activate the weapon side on the plane. So there is a lot of action in the sky, definitely. We bring big screen in front of the audience so they can really see the inside cockpit, they can see the face of the pilot, they can see the heart rate, the stress level, they can see everything. They can see their position compared to their planes. And we have all the pit stop, like you imagine the Formula One or the NASCAR pit stop. When the planes get hit or doesn't have any more weapons, needs to go down and land in front of you with the full team rushing on it, prepping the hero back for the sky and sending him away. Yes, you can follow the Jet 1 Cup in different ways. You can follow through virtual reality. You can go in the gaming arena that we built on the airport, where you have all the gamers and you follow just their side. And you can go on the grandstand or on the VIP lounge and follow the Jet 1 Cup from a different perspective. But the Jet 1 Cup, it's the fast pace, it's the action. Planes are higher than any car, even the Formula One. So it's not only that, it's all the experience that goes behind it. In terms of hospitality, in terms of activity, in terms of what you can see, what you can access, that is part of the Jet 1 Cup experience. So the Jet 1 Cup experience is 4 days of a family party where you have live performers, where everyone can participate, where you have all those actions, those fan zones, those exhibition stores, those displays, and the fights. So this is a game changer. It is seen as a game changer by all of our partners, by all the people that believe in us and made that happen. Personally, on my end, I believe talking on those terms is something that is a bit presumptuous because we need to deliver what we promise. Everything else is a consequence. So we focus on delivering what the audience is expecting from us, and they're expecting a lot. And then if it becomes the future of sport and entertainment, means we did our job properly and good. The Jet 1 Cup is a sport. You have losers, you have winners, you have drama, you have everything. So you need to score the maximum amount of points. When you give a hit, you get a point. When you receive a hit, you lose a point. So when you receive a hit, you lose. You need to fight double to get your points back. So at the end of each championship, we take the best score and it gives the position of the ranking. And at the end of the full season, 12 championship for the inaugural one, we will have the best teams. And the best teams is the one that got the most championship.
Again, this is an incredible one-of-a-kind sport because it's so unique. I mean, when have you ever seen such a combination, rather, of aerial combat with gaming like this? It revolutionizes events and is comprised of 20 competitions. And we're talking 20 competitions, 6 teams, 12 pilots, 12 gamers over 4 different continents, and there's only one winner. So the energy is intense from no matter where you're watching the action breakdown. We're so excited about this, and now we want to introduce you to another big name of Jet 1 Cup. Now, this is somebody whose name you're gonna be cheering for because he's a pilot who's taking his talents and skills to a whole new level with this new sport. Hudson Davis is joining us now for yet another exclusive, and he's got the answers to your burning questions. So he's here just with everything that you want to know about. You know, what it's like up there. I'm telling you, this is an experience like nothing you've seen before, so go ahead and check it out.
I grew up around pilots and airplanes my whole life, around military pilots and airline pilots. I always knew I wanted to be a pilot. And so I joined the American Airlines Cadet Academy, got all of my ratings through that, and then instructed to get to 1,500 hours total time. Then I got a job as a corporate pilot at John Wayne in Orange County. And now I was perusing Facebook one day, and there was a job posting that said pilots with jet experience and aerobatics experience. I'm also a competitive aerobatics pilot. Please apply for this competition. And so I threw together a quick little resume and sent it off thinking, oh, no, nothing's going to come of this. And ended up getting an email back almost right away that said, hey, let's do a Zoom call. The Zoom call was super short, and it was just like, hey, you're perfect for this. Let's go forward with it. So it was kind of by sheer happenstance, and it is definitely very, very cool. It's a dream come true to be able to fly an aircraft like an L-39. Yeah, it's very thrilling. It's a lot of fun. You know, the competition itself is basically just aerobatics applied. You know, aerial combat, airplanes fighting each other, is just taking all of the fundamentals of aerobatics that I've been using and competing with, and then putting that to a specific purpose, which is killing another airplane. Yeah, so just like you said, you never do anything in aviation without a plan, and specifically without a backup plan or escape plan. So you're always thinking, what could go wrong and how can I fix what could go wrong? But also at the same time, you know, you're just like any athlete, because, you know, flying aerobatics, pulling G's, it's a very, very athletic thing. You really get in the zone, get super hyper focused, you know, the whole world melts away except for exactly what you're doing. And so as a result, it's like super zen. in a way. And so, a big part of it is also just being comfortable with feeling uncomfortable in an airplane, which seems like a very foreign concept to a lot of people. But, flying aerobatics and practicing competitions and stuff, I can't tell you how many times I've made myself throw up in an airplane. And, it's, even though that happens, it's still like the best thing in the world, flying aerobatics. Being upside down, loops, rolls, all spins, hammerheads, any other kind of maneuver you can think of, it's the best thing on the planet. Well, I would say that we haven't really had a competition yet within Jet 1 Cup, but with my aerobatic competition experience, it's different from other sports in that you can't hear the crowd, you can't see the crowd. You really only see the crowd send you off as you taxi out and then welcome you back as you taxi back in after landing. And so you just get even more deeper in the zone because it's just you, just with your airplane, and it's like a super, zen state of hyper concentration. And then you come back and taxi in and, pull your helmet off and then see all the people that are cheering you on and be like, oh man, that was great, or oh man, you messed that up and lost score on that, or whatever it was. And that's it's a very different experience from, say, a baseball player getting a hit and then running to first base, hearing the crowd roar the whole time. Well, without getting too technical, because with aviation there's a lot of intense technical stuff that goes along with it, but I'm thinking about like making sure that I've slept well and making sure that I've eaten well, because those two factors alone can really influence how many G's you can tolerate. And then also thinking about, is my airplane safe to fly?
Again, their team says this is an incredible new sport that's merging the audiences of Formula One and esports, all in an effort to bring you a completely new adrenaline-rushing entertainment competition. Trust me, like Hudson Davis said, you're not going to want to miss this. So go ahead and pull out your smartphones and devices right now and follow Jet 1 Cup on Facebook and Instagram so that you can stay up to date with all their events. And you can always visit their website for more information. And since I know talking about all this got you excited, let's go ahead and keep the conversation going with some fun facts about these incredible aircraft machines. So according to Sciencing.com, apparently the modern jet engine was developed by a man in Britain and a man over in Germany at the same time. The site says that the first manned flight of a jet airplane came about in Germany, though. It was back in 1939. It also outlines that their country used a jet fighter near the end of World War II, and that the United States later started developing these incredible machines using unique designs from the gentleman from Britain. So it's very interesting. The site also says that Britain produced the first commercial airliner a few years later. It outlines that it was redesigned when it came to 4 different parts of it, and that the United States ended up producing Boeing 707 shortly after. Of course, jets and planes got more and more technologically advanced throughout the years. And in case you were wondering about the fastest jet airplane, well, the site says that it belongs to our country, and it's the Air Force SR-71 Blackbird. Apparently, NASA professionals have flown an unmanned jet aircraft at about 7,000 miles per hour, but then a scramjet boost needed to just be supplied by a missile, or as the site outlines, a rocket stack, in order for it to just kind of keep up the speed. The site outlines that modern day jet fighters now fly a lot faster than they used to, of course, often going over 1,000 miles per hour and even 600 after that at times. So it's incredible. And some jets were basically discontinued back in 2010 due to different issues like noise or economic concerns, but many jet designs have improved and now can fly at much faster speeds. The site actually says that a lot of commercial airliners can even carry over 500 passengers without wasting too much fuel. Plus, it outlines that the ride is pretty comfortable aboard, which is also nice. And if you've ever heard of supersonic commercial aviation, then you know that it was developed in an effort to provide faster intercontinental transport specifically. So, A lot of commercial passengers would use this means of travel for work. The site says that this actually all erupted from a crash that happened in 1973 at a Paris air show. So it ended up just creating the need for supersonic flight. It's an interesting part of jet history for sure. So now that you know a little bit more about the ins and outs of how our modern day jet planes came to be, it probably makes you grateful for the innovative transportation that we have today. And while aircraft are cool, we can't forget about our vehicles. So let's go ahead and take a commercial break, but stay tuned because Valuable to Vida is going to be right back. And we'll talk about just how much we Americans are spending on gas for our cars. Plus, in case you ever wondered which state spends the most money on motor vehicle fuel, we might have that answer too. Those interesting facts and a whole lot more when we come back.